Hello guys everyone. So this is Javid here. So today in this video I am going to cover about the chapter called as life process part 1. So in this video I am going to explain about the different things. The learning objective of this chapter is that so you have to know what is the meaning of the life process, and I am going to explain what is life process, and I am going to explain different life processes and their coordination, and I will finish this video with an example that life processes showing coordination between each other. Okay, let's start. So now the life process. So the life process, the life, right? Life is nothing but living organisms. The organisms may be a plant, maybe an animal, or maybe a microorganism, unicellular, right? So these are all the different living organisms. So now how do you decide that anything which is a living organism? There is a one basic criteria. If any organism that is moving, that's called movement. If any organism that is moving, so with that we can understand that that is a living organism. Okay. So like that we have a different criteria. So to decide whether the thing or a object is a living or non-living. So this living and non-living, so their characteristics we have learned in the previous classes. I am not going into the detail. So I want to explain the living organisms. Okay. So now here the plant, animal and the microorganisms. And these living organisms, how they are connected with the life process. Here the life process is a function. It is an activity that is essential for an organism to stay alive. Okay. So now here you can see these are the set of functions or the set of activities that is carried by the living organism. And that set of activities or that set of functions that helps, or in turn it is very essential, and that keeps the organism alive. Okay. And now here there are different life processes that are carried or that are performed by the living organisms. Say example, the different life process. I hope you learned in the 9th class also about the different life process. Okay. See example, a nutrition, respiration, transportation, excretion, reproduction, etc. Okay. So to remember the different life process, we have a beautiful lady with the name called as Mrs. Nurk. Each and every letter of her name will help you to remember the different life processes. Say example, with the letter M, you can tell with the letter M as a movement. Okay. With the letter R, that is respiration. With the letter S, sensibility or sensitiveness. Otherwise we can say sensitivity. Okay, or sensitiveness. And now with the letter N, that's called nutrition. With letter E, excretion. With letter G, growth. How many life process do you cover in the Mrs. Nargis? There are letter like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. So with this you can understand that in a living organism there are basic 7 life processes. Okay. Now once again I want to repeat What is life process? The life process is nothing but it is a set of functions or an activity that is essential for an organism to stay alive. Okay. Now here all the life process are connected. If one life process fails, then usually all fails. Right. So now let me explain this one with an example. Okay. Showing how they are coordinated with each other.
3. Start.
So the letter R is reproduction. Okay. And the letter G, growth. So let me give a short explanation for each of this letter. M is a movement. That movement in our body is created or it takes place with the help of the bone and muscles. Right? So muscle are connected to the bones. Right? So they help in giving movement to our body. With that movement we do our day-to-day different life activities, externally as well as internally. All the physical activities like writing, reading and lifting something, these are all physical activities. Internally our internal organs also they show the movement like respiration. Okay, in that breathing process your lungs move forward and backward. Okay, your heart pumps the blood and so it also shows the contraction and the relaxation. Okay, so your even in the stomach bag, it also shows the movement. So here in the internally also the movement takes place and externally also the movement takes place. The respiration. So what is the respiration? Actually in the respiration what happens here? This process generates energy. And as you all know that our body needs the energy for every set of the work, for activity to be done. So that needs energy. So the human body, not only human body, every organism like plant, animal or microorganism, for their activity, for their work to do, so they need the energy. Sensitiveness, it's nothing but it is being conducted by the brain. So we have every living organism has sense organs, so that enable us to know what is happening around us in the surrounding. Okay, so we can able to feel, and that sensations and that external changes are sent to our brain with the help of the sense organs. Okay, so nutrition, as you all know that this nutrition where we consume the food and that food gives us energy to our body. Okay, and excretion is nothing but elimination of the waste material. The waste products are sent out of our body. Waste products are eliminated. Right. So reproduction is nothing but creating an individual organisms. Okay, like male and female. So they have the individual reproductive system. So with which they can able to create a new organism. Okay, and here the growth. So growth is nothing but increase in the number or increase in the size or increase in the mass of the body. Okay, or increase in the weight of the body, increase in the size, the growth of the body organs, whether it is external or internal. So that's tells about the growth. The muscles will grow, the bones will grow, like that your internal organs will grow. Okay, if you observe the life cycle of a human body, so from the small baby to the adult, okay, so you can see the drastic growth in the human organisms. Okay, so that's called as an increase in size or mass, nothing but weight of the body. Okay, So now I have explained this set of 7 basic life process with the short meaning. Okay. So now our main subject or the main topic to be learned in this video is that, so how do this life process is carried in the human body, and how one life process is connected with the another life process. Let's study with an example.
3 start.
So now we have a different organ systems. As you all know that, so how do the human organization takes place? Okay. So cell is a basic structural and functional unit of living organisms, which you studied in your 9th and lower classes, right? And so how do the cell is formed? The cell is formed with the atom, a small tiny particle. So now these atoms, they join to form into what? Molecules. Say example, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, hydrogen and oxygen, they fuse to form water molecule. Individually, hydrogen is an atom, oxygen an atom. Okay, when they join or when they bind with each other, so that forms into water molecule, right? That's called molecule. Like that only, in the formation of a cell, different chemicals, they have joined together to form into a cell. Now, as you all know that the different group of cells which are similar in their structure, okay, and their function, they form into a tissue. And now all the similar group of tissues, they form into organ system. Now this organ system forms into organism. Okay, like the total human body is formed. So this is called as a level of organization. Okay, now here the different organ system. What are the different organ systems? Say example, digestive system. Okay, respiratory system, excretory system, circulatory system. Okay, so like that we have a different and we can also take one more, that is a nervous system, right? So now these are the different set of some example, some organ systems, and now every organ system, they have their unique function. Digestive system will digest the food, respiratory system will supply the oxygen to the each and every cells of our body. Okay, excretory system that eliminates the unwanted waste material out of the body, and circulatory system, it transports the essential material to all the parts of the body with the help of blood. And the nervous system, it is the system which connects each and every organ system together. That's called like the complete coordination, the control and the complete coordination that takes place with the nervous system. I will also explain how this will control and how one system and other system are connected. Okay, so as you know, the digestive system is connected to the which of the life process? Digestive system is connected with the life process called nutrition. Okay, and respiration is also a respiratory system is connected with the respiration life process. Okay, so now I want to like explain the by taking an example that how life process they show the coordination with each other. Okay, so say here digestive system. In the digestive system, okay, so the human body consume the food. they take the food into their body through the mouth. Okay, so what do they take? They take the food. Okay, right? So now what do the food contains? It contains the different nutrients like carbohydrate, fat, protein, vitamins and minerals, different nutrients. Okay, and we consume the different food, like we are consuming the rice, chapati, wheat, jowar, bajra, vegetables, fruits. We are eating like flesh, meat or fish. Okay, chicken, mutton, everything. Okay, now so that all different ingredients contain the different sources of nutrient. So now when we consume this food in the digestive system, and the food is what? It's a complex food, complex substance which need to be converted into the simple molecule or the simple substance. That's called as the digestion, as you all know that. Okay, so now the food is digested. Now this digested food, after the food is digested in the digestive system, they get absorbed. Where they get absorbed here? They get absorbed into the blood. Okay, the digested food particles, they go into the blood. So now this blood is transported to all the parts of our body. Now my question is that, so how do the blood is transported to all the parts of the body? So with the organ called as heart. Heart pumps the blood. Okay, so with the pumping action of the heart, the blood transports the digested food material, right? So now, so finally the digested food, okay, that digested food reaches to the every cells of our body, right? So what will happen inside the cell of our body? So example, this is a cell. Okay, now the digested food particle has reached to the cell. Okay, so now here, how do the energy is utilized from the food particle? Because what is the purpose of taking the food? The food should give the energy. That means our body should be able to utilize that energy from the food. Okay, so now for the food to give out the energy, it needs the oxygen. So from where do the oxygen comes from? The oxygen comes from with the breathing, right? With the breathing. So in a breathing, we take the air into the body and we leave the air out of the body. That's called as breathing. So okay, and whereas in the respiration, so the air which we inhale, we taken into the lungs. From the lungs, the air is a mixture of gases. Okay, the air contains the oxygen and as well as it contains the carbon dioxide, right? So now this oxygen is absorbed into the blood. It is absorbed into the blood, right? So the blood contains different cells like RBC, WBC and blood platelets. Okay, now question is that, so which of these cells will carry the oxygen? What is the answer? The oxygen is carried by the red blood cell. The reason is that the red blood cell contains the hemoglobin. The oxygen get bind to the hemoglobin, or the hemoglobin has a power of binding with the oxygen, right? So now from there the blood reaches to the cell, Now inside the cell, what will happen here? The food is burnt, or the food undergo into oxidation. Okay, so now due to the oxidation of food, that means the food is burnt, okay, to give out the energy. So that burning of the food takes place with the supply of oxygen. That oxygen is reaching to the cell with the help of the RBC. Now here in this whole explanation, digestive system is connected with the nutrition, which is a life process, right? And here the supply of gas, that is oxygen, to the whole cells that are present in the human body, to the every cell of human body. So that life process is called as respiration. Okay, so now this respiration and nutrition are the life processes. They are coordinating with each other. Okay, here different organ system, as I said, that different organ system, they have their unique functions. Okay, now individually, independently, each and every organ system, they perform their functions, they carry on their task. Okay, but they coordinate with each other. Okay, one organ system or one life process or another life process, they contribute in the way of giving out the energy, right? So this is how they get coordinated with each other. Okay, so here, so I hope you people understood, okay, about the life process is a function or an activity that is essential for an organism to stay alive. Okay, and then I hope you all understood the different life processes and the example, which is like nutrition and respiration, showing the coordination between each other. Okay, and so this is I hope you people understood. If you have any queries or any doubts, please leave it in the comment section, and I will try to answer to your each and every query. Have a good day.